Hey guys, it's Jay from Skull Gaming Network. Welcome to another Retro Bowl video, or if you're finding my channel for the first time, welcome to a Retro Bowl video. In today's video, I'm going to take a look at all 5 of the different difficulties: easy, then medium, then hard, then extreme, then dynamic, specifically dynamic 16, and compare the different difficulties. Certainly get a ranking from easiest to hardest, although I know the developer has put that information out there if you look hard enough, I think on Twitter, or if not, then on Reddit. In addition, with the comparisons, I'm going to try to compare a couple different elements of the gameplay to show where things get from easier to harder as you move up the chain. What we're going to do, this is the second time I've tried to record this video. I tried recording it against Minnesota. It said I had 39 plus minutes of footage. I stopped the recording. It looked like it saved. Then I went to edit it. The footage wasn't there. So I have 4 restarts. We're going to have 8 restarts when I'm done. The reason for the restarts, I'm going to play all of these games against the same Chicago team, which, if we look at the standings, has a 1-star offense and a 3-star defense. The purpose for playing the same team in every game is to get a less biased picture of the differences and difficulties. If I were to not do it this way, I would then play Baltimore, Jacksonville, Kansas City, and Cincinnati. And looking at the standings, Baltimore has a 5-star offense, Cincinnati 2.5, 2 stars with Jacksonville. Point being, the teams would be different enough that it wouldn't give you a fully accurate idea. But with that in mind, our first difficulty is going to be on easy. We're playing on version 1.4.22. In case you're watching this, a month or 2 from now and there's been a couple updates. At this point, I'm recording this October 7th. The game has been pretty steady with its meta for a month or 2 now. The game was changing a lot the first several months, which I know there's feedback in a lot of my older videos saying, well, the game is not like this anymore. And that is completely true. The game has changed between when we first started playing it March, April, May, June, and now October and beyond. But again, it's stabilized since late August, so hopefully this video will stand the test of time. Starting out on easy, we get the ball first. I forgot to show my roster. I'll show it after this first game before the next ones. I'd say this is a competitive roster, but it's not like an elite, perfectly stacked roster. I threw an incompletion there. But here we go. Hit the wide receiver. That's Tuttle. And what you're going to notice on this play, once he caught it, he beat every defender. No defender collapsed over to push him out of bounds. And he got an easy 63-yard touchdown. Going for 2. We'll get our 2-point conversions. 2-point conversions I might make a video on specifically, but they're pretty easy. Okay, I'm going to do a contested throw on the deep curl. Defender gets there, but it's incomplete. It is not picked. We're going to throw a risky ball there. At higher difficulties, I feel like that's probably picked, but it wasn't. I'm trying to do some of these dicey throws so that when the question comes up, is there a difference? You can see I'm making these risky throws. I'll try to make similar throws at the higher difficulties, and hopefully what will come to light is the fact that a lot of these throws, when you get to the higher difficulties, would be intercepted instead of falling incomplete. We do run for the touchdown. We'll test out the running game as well. I also want to test throwing intentional interceptions. Now, an incompletion on the 2-pointer probably would have been picked, would not have made a difference, but it's worth noting. To the running game we go, run it right up the middle, broke through the line without really breaking a tackle or anything, jumped 2 tackles, and this is a long run. Specifically, it is a 57-yard touchdown, aided by my dive at the end, but the dive didn't take away from the fact that a touchdown was scored. We're now up 22-0, and we get the ball back. Okay, right here, I'm going to try to intentionally throw an interception. My wide receiver caught that one. We're going to keep trying it. Intentional interception time, overthrown, incomplete. Another one. So I can intentionally throw an interception. But again, the ones that are 50-50 balls that I fully accepted were risky and expected to have picked. Because I'm on easy, were not picked. So something to keep in mind. Both sides of the coin. There we go. Hit Tuttle deep. And again, he's going to break away from this Bears defense. I don't think we're going to see nearly as much breakaway. Or, anytime we see breakaway, the defenders are not going to be that lax in their coverage. So I'm making these mental notes. Hopefully, you as a viewer are making similar mental notes so that when we compare it to the other difficulties later, you'll have a better frame of reference for what makes easy different from medium, hard, extreme, and dynamic. We're up 38-0 at the half. That will be something else worth noting. Chicago has not scored a single point. They haven't scored on a single possession. I expect that to change as difficulties increase. Just one of many things to be aware of. Then Kuti gets a 24-yard touchdown breaking a tackle at the end. It's 44-0. Now it's 46-0. And there's a fumble. So when Chicago had a drive that looked like they should have scored, they fumbled the ball away. Now Kuti, who, when I look at the roster with you guys after this game and before our other four, you will see has lackluster speed. He gained, 40-plus yards on that play? That is another product of easy. Okay, we hit Tuttle, then we get a 3-yard rushing touchdown. It is 52-0. And now it's 54-0 Steelers. Chicago punts. And we throw. That's caught by a default. Not much to see from defaults. Besides, they probably are less likely to catch the ball as you increase difficulty. That being said, I don't really use defaults much. We hit Kuti here. Again, he is not fast at all when we look at his stats, but he gets 34 yards. QB sneak will work at any difficulty. We make it 60-0, and now 62-0. Chicago with the ball, they immediately punt. There we go. We'll hit Kuti. And he's to the 20. There's one thing I want to test. I'll see if I can test it on this last drive. Okay, we're down to the 7. This is a blitz look. It's not the right time to test it. We're going to run it, and we get a touchdown. I hope I get the ball back. 68-0, and now it's 70-0. We will not get the ball back, but we win 70-0. Now I'm going to force close out and reload so I can keep playing the Chicago team for the other 4 games. And we're back in. We have one restart in on that easy game. Looking at the roster, we have Blake Hager, maxed out throwing stats, stamina subpar. Clifton Colbert, great speed, stamina lacking at running back. Iman Hayward needs to develop at tight end, but has upside. Linval Tuttle and Boston Kuti are my wide receivers. Again, you can see Boston Cuti's lack of speed at this point. Then Dre Grigsby on the O-line. The D-line, we have a stud, decent linebacker with upside. And then 2 good defensive backs. Our kicker is just there to be there. This is My personal save that I've been using for team builds, I'm going to bring team builds back in a week or two, starting with the Steelers. There we go, we just switched from easy to medium, and now we're going to play on medium. Forgot to change the jerseys around, but we should be okay. So we hit Tuttle, we strafe out, and you see the defense is a little more responsive, sticking with him a little bit better. He's still getting the breakaway, but that was a 49-yard play. It wasn't a 60-plus yard touchdown. So that's one metric to make a note of. We hit our tight end. We didn't hit him much last game. Again, it's an imperfect experiment, but I am trying to hit some of these big check boxes. We get Tuttle 16-yard touchdown. It is 6-0 going for 2, and it's 8-0. What I'll say with medium, it's certainly a step up from easy, but it still doesn't feel all that difficult. Throw that. That was risky. Fell incomplete. 4th down. We're going to go for it on 4th and 22. So I believe that's another feature. Can I convert a 4th and 22? Yeah, and again, the defense is going to catch Tuttle a little bit better, but we still get a 60-plus yard touchdown. The reason I got a 60-plus yard touchdown there, he had the separation from the time he got the ball. We're up 16-0. Let's do the intentional interception experiment. Our wide receiver played the ball really well. The defensive back just didn't try to latch to the ball, and we got 41 yards. We'll try it again. That one will be picked. That was actually picked by the linebacker, not the safety. I was trying to throw it to the safety. So the linebacker is at least a little bit responsive, a little bit sticky. Nothing crazy, but you're not going to see that level of a linebacker making a play on easy. Then we hit Tuttle for yet another long touchdown. Again, he had the separation from the time he caught the ball, but you can see, as long as you have that separation, your player is not going to be caught for a decent while. Then we're going to throw here. That is our tight end, Hayward. He probably got a solid 6 to 8 yards after the catch, which for a tight end is not bad. We got to start testing the running game. We throw to our slow wide receiver, Kuti. He got 27 yards. Run game, bounce outside, jump a tackle, 12-yard touchdown. Felt like a pretty easy run, and it is, with the 2-point conversion, 32-0. Chicago with the ball, and they threw a pick. So it was 32-0 at the half. Chicago got a field goal, so it's 32-3. So we do give up our first points of the video in the 7th quarter of gameplay. Okay, we're going to hit Tuttle here. He got tackled. Gain of 7, 1st down. Oh, I should have ran that test to run up the middle. But I'm so used to trying to be competitive in Retro Bowl leagues. I'm in 6 of them currently. That, yeah, I sometimes, even though I know I'm doing an experiment and I'm trying to test different looks that aren't always competitively strategic, sometimes I fall into my old habits of what is going to get me the most points over trying to enjoy all of the features of the game. Now, we had a couple good runs with Colbert. Again, a 38-yard run, very solid, but not the 57-yard breakaway run we saw on easy. We'll try a run up the middle whenever we get the opportunity. Bears punt. We're in the 4th quarter now. Here we go. Run up the middle. So he does burst through untouched once again. Will these two defenders both fail the ankle tackles? The first one does, the second one doesn't. As you move up in difficulty, you're going to have broken tackles, but it's generally going to be fewer failed tackles before your players are taken down, and the frequency also is likely to drop. We're up 48-3. So medium, posing a tiny bit of a challenge, but nothing compared to hard or extreme. Okay, we're going to try to throw some risky balls. Got sacked there. We're going to try to throw it there. Okay, that was caught. Tuttle might have adjusted to the ball. Oh, I want to get the deep curl. Because that's a good go-to test. We're actually going to audible. Okay, we didn't get the curl, so we'll throw to the tight end. Because the curl route, to me, is the way I'm going to test it. It's going to kind of be a gold standard of risky throws. We'll take the tackle, get the first down, but... Okay, here we go. We're going to throw at the deepest part of the curl, which is typically not a good idea. The defensive back made the play, broke up the pass. You'll see pass breakups at the lower difficulties. You'll start to see it picked at the higher difficulties, at least in my experience. Use an audible. So we're out of audibles. We're just going to have to use the plays we're given the rest of the way. Here we go. One more deep curl. And the defender gets there. It's tipped and it's picked. Tip picks, they can be kind of random, but you can see easy, that was never going to be picked. Medium, there's at least a tiny bit of risk. Now we're back in. We're up to 6 restarts of 2 in this video. We're going to switch from medium to hard. We'll change the uniforms. Here we go. Chicago gets a field goal. So they've already matched the scoring from medium and exceeded easy. Now there we hit Tuttle. He fumbles. Fumbles tend to have to do more with if a player's hurt. And then Chicago throws an interception. But I think you hopefully could already notice in that play that strafing, I didn't get the breakaway speed just because I got beyond a defender. We hit Cootie. He only gets 5 yards. He's tackled. On 2nd and 5, we hit Tuttle. We strafe in, and he gets 17 yards. But, again, the tackling, much improved. Continuing on, we have a good run up the middle opportunity, and you'll see the running back breaks through, did shed a tackle, but the rest of the defense was right there to contain him to 5 yards. We hit Tuttle. We strafe out. 12 yards out of bounds. 1st and goal, we're going to run. And we get to the goal line, 8-yard touchdown, but he wasn't getting an inch more than the 8 yards he needed. He was tackled right there. Chicago punts, we're up 8-3. We're going to throw it to the deep curl, and it's picked. That's what I was saying. As your difficulty increases, those passes that are typically tipped start to become picked. Hit a tight end, and, a good strafe, we get 9 yards, but the yards after catch, they're not really there, and, your tight ends aren't going to break any tackles, really, on the higher difficulties. Let's try an intentional interception. Boom. Safety gets right there right away. He's sitting there waiting. Chicago punts again, so it's still 8-3. Back to the ground game, and a 9-yard run, a solid run on hard. But compared to easy and medium, this run game's going nowhere. We got a stiff arm and only got 5 yards. Then we get 5 yards tackled on the first tackle attempt. Again, not saying the run game isn't there. It absolutely is there. But it's not going to be explosive, breakaway, big plays by any means. We'll see if we can try to take a deep shot here. It takes a little bit to get a good look for one. We'll use our audibles in the second half late if we need to. But we do drive down. We do score to make it 14-3. Go for 2, and it's 16-3. Now, we have 2 turnovers compared to 0 or 1 in the other games. But again, keep in mind that one of those turnovers was on a risky but not guaranteed pick. And that is part of the experiment. We're in the second half now. It's 16-3 still. Let's try this wide receiver crossing route. We hit Kuti, caught, fumbled, recovered by Tuttle. But again, the defense, it's right there. So even on these plays where you're completing the passes, you're not just getting crazy yardage. 13 yards there, and that's with 2 decent strafes. Not getting the blow-by on the wide receiver streak. We get Kuti. He gets 20 yards, but most of that, again, is coming from the quarterback's arm. So the wide receivers, they still have some value, certainly with getting catches, with getting 1 or 2 extra yards, but it's a diminishing return. We get the rushing touchdown. We did break a tackle, but the second tackler didn't really converge. It's 24-3. Chicago with the ball. They punt. Now, they are a one-star offense, so they're probably going to struggle in general with scoring. We'll see how they do the rest of the way. Okay, there we go. Get Tuttle. 17 yards, first down. On a lower difficulty, that's 25-plus yards. Tuttle's not getting behind the defense on the streak either. And he actually gets tackled for a measly gain of 11. Try the deep curl throw, and it's tipped and picked. So that's now 3 turnovers. Chicago with the ball. They punt. This is probably our last offensive possession. I think you guys can, hopefully by watching, tell the difference in terms of how the defense is playing, certainly. Offense, it hasn't really shown, and that's because a one-star offense is typically the lowest you're ever going to see, and those one-star offenses rarely do anything against your AI defense if you have a solid defense built, which, for the most part, I do. Okay, we're going to hit Tuttle. Again, you have to hit them when they're actually coming back to complete the passes. By no means are there bad routes. Even at the higher difficulties, you just need to know how to dissect them. Then we hit Tuttle. We get the touchdown. It is 30-3. It's now 32-3. We very well may win 40-3, which is, okay, 32-3 is the final. That's respectable. If you're playing just to enjoy the game, you won by 29. But it's nothing compared to 40 or 50 or 60 points in easy and medium. And we're now 3 restarts in, 7 overall. We started at 4. We're going to switch from hard to extreme. And here we go with extreme. Change the uniforms, but you're going to notice Chicago, even though they're a 1-star offense, 3-star defense, they display as 5 stars, 5 stars. On extreme, every team, no matter what their base rating is, will be 5 stars both ways when you play against them. So that is one major step up from hard. You can also see Chicago scored their first touchdown of the video, and they already have a touchdown in their first drive. We run it, we got, 4 yards? Then we complete it for 6 yards. Is it 3rd and short? Yes, it is. On 3rd and short, throw to the wide receiver, Kuti. We get 11 yards. We get a first down. Let's try this run up the middle. We did get through the line with good blocking, but immediately the first tackler wrapped up Colbert. He got 4 yards. We run again. First tackler slows him down. Second one finishes him off, gain of 6. Tuttle gets only 8 yards on that completion. Even on hard, he was getting, 13. We get Kuti for 14. That was probably a 17 to 20 yard play on hard. Throw to Tuttle. 9 air yards and 9 after the catch with 1 missed tackle. Try the inside run, goal to go, stiff arm, but stacked up at the 1. 2nd and goal at the 1, and we get the 1-yard touchdown. So you certainly can still move the ball, but it's slowing down even compared to hard. Chicago with the ball, and they get a field goal. It is 10-8. We'll try to do some risky and or intentional interception throws. We just have to get the right routes to attempt those. Here we go. Curl route, we're going to throw deepest part of the curl. Okay, we threw it a little short. It was caught. Let's get another curl route. Here we go. Bottom of the screen. And the defender gets there. It was a 50-50 ball. It was broken up. 3rd and 2, and the defender, I thought he got there, but we got the first down. Keep trying it. Keep trying it. Part of it, too, is the coverage they show. We're being shown softer coverage on the curl routes, which means they're less likely to jump it. Here we go. Top of the screen. That is, okay, I don't know how that was caught. I genuinely have expected these to be picked, and they just haven't been. Okay, there we go. The defense came back on that. Defense. So again, they are locking on at least a little bit better to these curl routes. We hit the running back, Colbert, so it's 14-10. Going for 2 at 16-10. We'll have a lead at the half, so we'll intentionally throw an interception here. Let's try it to the linebacker, and the linebacker immediately latched on. So there's the intentional pick. I want to test the defensive backs a little bit more. Okay, we created a fumble. Let's try a deep shot. Deep shot, and we got it. But he was immediately tackled for a gain of 22. Okay, risky throw here. Caught. Trying to make a risky throw that should be picked. Here we go. That's... wow. Maybe Xtreme is not as crazy as I thought it was. Or maybe the defense is just giving me a more favorable RNG. I'm really not sure. I'm kind of baffled that I haven't thrown any unintentional picks. We got the first down with decent strafing. Okay, throw to Tuttle, caught, strafe out, wrapped up 14 yards, but only 4 after catch. Then we're going to Kuti, caught, gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Okay, we're gonna throw risky-ish. Again, I'm so used to throwing safe, but throwing risky, sometimes I think I am and I'm not. So I apologize if I'm not and I really just think I am. Okay, we hit Kuti, gain of 9. That's what I have to do. I have to throw it truly to the deep part. I can't throw it to the deep after the comeback. All right. I'll do that. We're up 24-10. Chicago, they're driving, and they get a field goal. It's 24-13. They've already scored. They've had more scoring possessions than any other round. Now, there we go. I threw it to the deep part, and it was picked. And are we going to see a pick 6? Probably, because this is a 5-star defense. Okay, down at the 1.5. Chicago, they get a field. It is 24-16. 4 scoring possessions, 1 touchdown. Hopefully, you can see some of the difference there. Okay, we'll try running. I think our longest run's been 8 or 9 yards. I'm going to see if we can get a 10-plus yard run. Okay, we get 6. We bounce off a tackler. We get a first down. But still nothing to write home about. Tuttle, 1 good strafe. He gets 15 yards. But he's wrapped up pretty well. Okay, we got a stiff arm. Colbert, gain of 17, first down. That's the longest run I have had in... Honestly, I've played 11 or 12 games on Xtreme. That's the first time I've ran for over 10 yards. Okay, we hit our tight end. Good strafe, gain of 11, but tackled the first time a defender could do it. And then we get a touchdown to Tuttle. So we should win. But again, it is not as easy. We'll be back in a second with Dynamic 16. You can see 8 restarts now, 4 in this video. We're going to switch from Extreme to Dynamic. It should be Dynamic 16 that we play on. You can see Chicago drops back down to 1 star and 3 stars. And here we go. We get the ball first. Let's try a run. Up the middle. Tackled on the first tackler, gain of 5. On 2nd and 5, going to throw it to the deep curl. And it was broken up, incomplete. It was not picked. So again, that's closer to a medium or even a hard. Broken up again. The fact that it was a pass breakup and not a pick, that leads me to think Dynamic 16 is between medium and hard, which we know anyways, but you can see the defensive backs, they're still going to not let you complete bad passes, but they're a little more forgiving when it comes to making bad throws. Run up the middle. That one I got stuffed on. I'm surprised that hasn't happened more prior to now. Okay, we hit Tuttle, we strafe. We get 17 yards, but we got, 10 to 12 after the catch? So again, trying to look at those differences, that is a key difference. At least to me, playing the game. And then we hand to Colbert. Broke a couple tackles, gained 8. 1st and goal. Tight end Hayward, touchdown. It is 6-0. And now it's 8-0 in favor of the Steelers. Chicago, they punt. So the defense is back to getting stops pretty consistently, at least in the early going. Try another run up the middle. This game, we're not getting those runs up the middle. 1st down, caught Tuttle. 1 strafe, and we get to 26 yards from 9 or 10. That's about 15, 16 yards after the catch. Let's do an intentional interception to the safety. Got there about the time the ball got there, so reaction time kind of between medium and hard as well. Defense gets a stop, though. We get the ball back. Hit Tuttle. Couple strafes, we get 18 yards. To the ground game. Colbert gets to, the 38.5. So we're getting over 10 yards on some of our runs, at least. Okay, he does a couple tacklers there, picked up 12. Let's see if we can get a deep ball. We got sacked. Okay, we'll try the deep ball to Kuti. Got sacked again. 3rd and 22. Going one more time with the deep ball, and I got sacked again. 4th and 28. I'm really being more aggressive than I should be. And that was kind of an unintentional pick, a risky throw. So, if it wasn't for the sacks, I would have scored. Given the 4th and 28 throw, I'd say that's kind of a skewing towards hard in terms of making that interception. We're still up 8-0. Our defense still doing its job. Then we hit Hayward, the tight end. 1st down, gain of 19. He did dodge a tackle or two. So, again, compare that to hard and extreme, where Hayward didn't break any tackles. You can see it is not entirely below hard, but it's a step below. And then we get Tuttle. Ooh, incomplete. Defensive back sort of made a play there. The comeback route, when I throw it on the curl, it works. It's 14-0. Now it is 16-0. Will that be the halftime score? Well, we got the ball back with 25 seconds. That's Cotton tackled. QT, 1st down. Gonna hit Tuttle. Strafe out, and 1 strafe gets us to the 2. We'll use the timeout. We want to score. Let's try running it. Decent push on the run gets the 2-yard touchdown. And it's now 24-0. Steelers officially at the half. Chicago gets a field goal. So that matches their 1 score from medium and hard. It's far below their 4 scores in extreme. Try running again. Got stacked up. So again, the running, it feels, again, like I'm saying, kind of an in-between of medium and hard. Around 3rd and 5, we're going to hit our tight end in stride. Tackled immediately, gain a 16 first down. Then we're going to throw to Tuttle at the 5. He gets 5 yards with the strafe, well below extreme, where you're only getting a yard or 2 even with the strafe. It's 32-3. Got the ball back. Let's see. Tight end broke another tackle. So again, that is definitely a step below hard difficulty. Risky throw, broken up incomplete, but not picked. Make of that as you will. I've already expressed my opinions on that. You know what? I will do the sack test, even though I forgot to do it on hard or extreme, just to compare it to medium. We'll do it if we get the ball back one more time. We got the 2-yard touchdown. It's 38-3 and now 40-3. Got the ball back. 4th down and 14. We're going to audible. Going for the conversion. We've got a deep ball. That is caught by Tuttle. 1st down, gain of 27. That, again, you would not get that type of completion, not for 27 yards, maybe for 18-20 on hard. On medium, that would have been a touchdown. Tuttle drops it. Poorly thrown ball, but drops will start to pick up as well. Okay, 3rd down. Trying to score. Hit Tuttle, strafe out, and we score. So it will be 46 or 48-3. Specifically 48-3 as your final. And hopefully that gives you a good idea of the differences between all 5 difficulties. And hopefully you could at least kind of tell what intricacies come with each one. We'll boost up our player stats as we would with any upgrades. You can see D16, Dynamic 16 is what we played that last game on. And that's going to do it for today's video. To recap, easy, clearly the easiest. Difficult to commit turnovers. Medium is a step up from easy. Still tough to commit turnovers, but not completely unheard of. You're still likely to get big breakaway plays, both on easy and medium. Dynamic 16 is between medium and hard in difficulty, from what I experienced. A little more turnover prone, but not crazy. A little less likely to get breakaway plays, but certainly still possible. Those are the big things to take away there. On hard, unlikely to get crazy breakaway plays, at least on any consistent basis. Turnovers are more likely if you make risky reads. And then extreme, you're playing 5-star offense and defenses every time. You certainly can win. Your defense will make some plays, but your defense is going to give up scores no matter how good they are. And your offense, unless you really play a clean game, they're likely to turn the ball over at least a couple times. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you're new around here, subscribe for more Retro Bowl content. In the comments, let me know what types of Retro Bowl videos you'd like to see. I'm thinking about making videos about different parts of the game, whether it's something like 2-point conversions, the running game, the passing game. I've made some older videos on some of that stuff. If you want any of those redone, let me know. I'd love to make some of those. But with all of that being said, that's going to do it for now. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and until next time, and as always, peace out.